What's going on, people? Welcome to DIL, where you'll be learning more than just your basic DIY. Welcome to our channel and welcome for another showdown. And today we're going to be working on one of the most basic tables that we have in the UK. You can pick one of these tables up from IKEA, but the only thing about it is they are boring. You either get it in white, black, grey, and it's just one color. So today we're gonna redesign this in the cheapest way and in the way that you can do it at home yourself. Let's go. We always start with the basics, and we're gonna sand the surface down. And today we're gonna sand it with our hand because the machine will actually eat into the table and it will create some deep scratches. So let's go. On to our first step, and now we will be sanding the surface down. Remember what I said to you about not using the machine? This will leave deep scratches into the surface. So today we're just gonna use the sandpaper alone, sand it down, and move on to our next step. But prior to this, remember to always clean the surface down. And isopropyl is your best friend. Due to the table being unsturdy, so we're gonna dismantle it and we're gonna start sanding the table. And the last point that I'm going to make is, if you see the bottom of this table, it's got damage right here. So we're gonna take it outside, sand it down, fill it, and let it dry for us to work on it. Now, I'm not an expert of spray cans or graffitiing, but this is the fun part. So I've picked myself 5 different spray cans. Make sure, if you're going to do this, make sure you go for matte spray cans. Do not get gloss. It will take long to dry, and when it's time to apply the resin, it might affect it. So I've picked myself a blue spray can, a yellow spray can, an orange one, a red leftover from the last job, and I've got myself some white. And the magic bit is a bit of washing up liquid and a spray bottle with water. We're gonna make some magic happen. Let's go. Oh, make sure you give your can a good shake, and this is the last time I'm giving you this warning. If you don't wanna die young, make sure you wear your mask. So the first spray can we're gonna be using is white, because the table is white, and to cover up the little scratches and dents that we have on the table, we're gonna spray it with white and move on to the next colors. I will show you where the scratches and dents are. We are here and it is time for the fun part now, guys. But let me ask, have you guys subscribed yet? Have you turned the notification bell on? Anyways, back to the video, and for now, all we're doing is literally misting the table with the white spray paint before moving on to our next step, which is applying the washing up liquid. Yes, I said it right, the washing up liquid. I'm going to be using washing up liquid to help me design this table, and for now, we're applying it in a circular motion. We are ready to go crazy with the spray paint, and red was the first color we sprayed. Remember, guys, there's no right or wrong way, so yeah, orange was next, and from there we just kept on spraying the yellow and probably the blue after that. But then, guys, please don't stress yourself out. There's no right or wrong way we're doing this. You just gotta spray, and you'll see the end product. Honestly, just follow the steps that I'm doing and you will get a crazy design. Actually, if you do it the wrong way, you're more likely to get a better design. Once we got the table almost covered with the spray paint, we went back to the washing up liquid, and this time we're going up and down to create a different design and pattern. Back to the spray painting, and this time we're overlapping the spray paint with a different color. For example, you can see I'm using red on top of the blue, and then red on top of the orange, and then I'm going with yellow. So yeah, it looks like it's a mess, but that's all you've got to do, just colors on top of different colors. Now I'm using the spray bottle, and this spray bottle contains water and a bit of washing up liquid. Again, I'm spraying the table with this only to get a different pattern and a different design. Once again, we're back with the spray paint now, and we're literally doing the same thing again, overlapping the colors with different ones. Next is the side of the table, and them looking white makes the table look so boring, so it's only right we had to design them too. Back with the washing up liquid one last time, guys, and this time we're going from side to side. So remember, we've been round and round, up and down, and side to side. There's no limitation on how many times you can do this. Just be free and enjoy yourself. That is it for the fun part, guys. I enjoyed this. We will leave this now for 20 minutes to rest before we take it downstairs for a wash. And while it's drying, we're actually gonna go outside for our next step, which is getting the middle part of the table ready. This part needs to be sanded, filled in, and ready to be painted. Time is up and now we are outside, and this is how the table is looking. I know it looks like it's a mess, but once we wash off the soap, you will see a one-of-a-kind design underneath. We're not using anything special, it's just water from the tap, and we're going to be rubbing off the soap with our hands. It took a while for the table to dry, but our next step was to sand it down as it had uneven surface in certain places of the table. And if you noticed, I'm sanding and wiping at the same time. This is to avoid the sandpaper getting clogged up. Now we are wiping the table with isopropyl. We have to be gentle and we can't overspray it, as this can lift the paint off the table. Look at the tissue that I am using. It's been 4 days since we designed this table with spray cans, then rinsed it with water. Now we've let it rest for 4 days for it to be bone dry before our next step, which is applying clear resin to seal this design and prevent it from being scratched. Now, alongside that, we're going to be painting the middle shelf of the table and the legs. So let's go, I'm ready for it. Guys, we've changed the plan a little bit now. We're always changing plans in this channel anyway. So we had a little bit of an issue with the paint. We was meant to paint this gray with the legs, but we painted it, and when we came back the next day, the paint was peeling off. So I decided to actually go and design the shelf of the table alongside with the legs as the main table, the top of the table. And I actually love this piece more than the piece that we've done prior to this. So you can see here, we've actually learned, accidentally, I learned how to make these little dots. I don't know if you can see them. There's some yellow here. There's a little bit of a blue dots. Where are they? Yeah, there's a bit of yellow here, a bit of orange, a bit of red, a bit of blue spread out, and a bit of white as well. So I'm definitely going to be doing another table where we're gonna use more sensible colors, where, you know, we went a little bit crazy with these colors. I like it myself, but I don't think a lot of people will be like, oh, I like these colors. So we will go with something simple. But anyways, going back to what we're doing now, next is going to be, where's my sander? We're gonna use a sandpaper anyway. I can feel a little bit of an uneven surface. I think this is where the spray paints are sitting on top of each other. So we're gonna lightly sand it and make it even. And then for our next step, we're going to be using this spray paint here. It's clear, it's matte, and all it does is it literally just seals it. So in future, when you're wiping the table, the spray paint won't be wipeable basically. So yeah, let's go to our next step. When applying the sealer, keep your arm at the same distance throughout the whole session and try to overlap each spray by 50% for a better finish. I would advise you to spray 2 coats of this with 30 minutes of drying time in between. It's been 24 hours since we've applied the sealer to the shelf and the table legs, and now it's our final step. This is where we're going to assemble the table and put it together and show you guys how amazing it looks as a one piece. But prior to that, we're going to go through a few defects which I'm not happy with, but we're still learning anyway. So let's go. I still don't know how this happened, but I can only relate it to 2 things. 1, when I wiped the table with isopropyl, I didn't allow it enough time for it to dry before applying the sealant. 2, applying too much sealant at one spot. As for the second one, the resin completely missed a small section of the table, so when I noticed it the next day, I thought I could mix a little bit of resin and that will solve the problem. But no, now we know for next time, the whole table needs to be redone. And that's how you turn a £20 table from IKEA into one of a kind. Last screw done. This is it for today, guys. The project is wrapped. We've learned not to make so many mistakes on our next project, and I hope you learned too. So this is it from us. So if you enjoyed the show, please make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, and don't forget to comment. And until next time, from us, we are out.